scoring championship in football in my state. I was a pretty good athlete. Quite frankly, I don't know how I would have made it were I not a pretty good athlete, to be honest with you. I think I would have had no confidence. And my nickname was Dash. People actually thought it was because I was a pretty good halfback. It was because my colleagues on the team even said I spoke like Morse code, dot, 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 dash, 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 dash. So ladies and gentlemen, the notion that I'd be standing before you today was not something that really crossed my mind. The notion of being able to speak a clear sentence for the longest time in my life was something I thought I could never accomplish. I can vividly remember that it wasn't my prowess on the football field, it was my lack of any prowess in a classroom. And I was one of those guys who was thought to be, thank God, relatively smart. Because all of you know, if you have a son or daughter who stutters, the most debilitating aspect of stuttering. And one of the honorees tonight is sight impaired. I read his biography where he said, dealing with his blindness was not as difficult as dealing with his stuttering. Because ladies and gentlemen, when you have a club foot, a withered arm, cannot see, the public makes no judgment about you. They may make fun of you, but they make no judgment about you as a person. They don't make a judgment about who you are, what your character is. But the most insidious thing about stuttering is to the listener, they ascribe the most unusual motives for your stuttering. Many of the things that Brian pointed out. We're thought to be slow-witted. We're thought to have serious emotional problems. We're thought to have had parents who did not care for us or treated us and abused us. I am embarrassed to say, Catherine, that I was asked 28 years ago to be involved with what was then the National Stuttering Institute because a priest that taught me in school was a director. And I was a young senator. And because of what was associated with those of us who stuttered and the bizarre notions about we were not emotionally fit, I decided it was not worth my doing that. And I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed of not wanting to be such a high-profile figure and acknowledging that. So ladies and gentlemen, you know, as was stated, even today, if one were to tell a joke about a stutterer, people feel absolutely free to laugh at it. It's hysterical. You cannot tell a joke about someone who is hearing impaired, or sight impaired, or a paraplegic. But someone who stutters, it's still free game. It's funny to everybody. I can remember as yesterday that feeling of rage, anger, and humiliation of being made fun of. Brian, I did not walk away. I learned to fight, literally. The joke about me was, don't screw around with Biden if you had a sledgehammer. And I was the runt in the litter. I mean it sincerely. I'm not proud of it. But I did not walk away. I did worse. I confronted. And so folks, in many ways, I'm fortunate to be here, not only because of my overcoming a debilitating handicap, especially in our fields, acting or broadcasting or public life, but because I let my rage gain control of me sometimes. And those of you who are stutterers not only resent the fact that people would think less of you as a person, that there's something, a flaw in you if you stutter. But I think the thing that bothered me the most was that old expression, God protect me from my friends. Just slow down, Joey. It's okay. Or worst of all, finishing my sentence for me. Ladies and gentlemen, like many of you, I didn't overcome this myself. I did not have the benefit of Catherine, and I mean that literally,